following is a hockey podcast out of Vancouver and Surrey, British Columbia. It'll only consist of a lot of puck talk and even more BS, or in actual words, banter and satire. Enjoy, and as always, go Canucks go.
Brock Boeser, Ian McIntyre, conversating, doing their thing. Article link in the bio below. I'm telling you, Ian McIntyre, the hardest working guy in Vancouver right now. He's fueling the show, co-producer, not really, but sort of. Let's talk about that conversation on Locked On Canucks.
You're Locked On Canucks, your daily podcast on the Vancouver Canucks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
People, we back doing this for, 7 to 10 minutes, okay? Let's make this quick, because I'm feeling it. Here on Locked On Canucks in my heart, okay? This is all organic, man. Again, I'm back in love with the Canucks, the hockey team, that organization that stole my heart when I was 6 or 7 years old. It's September. It's been quite some time since I've had this feeling again in September. Okay, well, what's that saying? Wake me up when September ends. I'm pretty sure that's a hockey quote. I'm pretty sure Gretzky made that quote up, because boom, bam, October is so close, and holy, your Vancouver Canucks are going to be back in action, and Brock Boeser, right? One of the biggest pieces of that puzzle is going to have a career year. I'm convinced. Now, again, Ian McIntyre sat down with the dude. Link in the bio. Read the article, okay? Reading is good for the mind. It's good for your heart. It's good for your soul. Spend less time reading comments, captions, and all that stuff. Read some books or read some articles. And I'm not going to spoil everything. I'm not even going to read direct quotes. I'm just going to give you the energy, okay? Brock Boeser cares about winning. A lot. Cares about staying in Vancouver. A lot, but understands a lot of the second option is out of his control. Right? UFA, end of the season. UFA, Brock Boeser, this season. And again, that guy is focused on winning games. Focused on having fun. I don't feel as if that guy who's been through so much over the last couple of years and has admittingly so, at points, fallen out of love with the game of hockey compared to how he felt about it prior or as he's feeling about it right now. Right? Hockey wasn't cool for some time in that guy's life not that long ago. That same dude is not going to let money or a contract or a lack thereof get in the way of continuing to prove that he was born for hockey, that this was meant for him, and not just to play in the NHL, but be an impact player and be the Brock star, a.k.a. a superstar. And that bodes well for your team. Again, UFA Brock Boeser, falling in love with the game even more than ever before, playing with JT Miller, a top 5 center in hockey. He's bound to get, 50 goals? 50 goals last season. Wait, last season? Yes, I'm talking about last season. And this season, okay? Let's touch on that. Brock Boeser admitting that Patrick Allvin is kind of onto something, okay? Last year, he could have had 50, and he should have had 50. The foot was left off the gas pedal. Pretty much after he scored 30, right? After that hat trick against Columbus, I think it was a hat trick or a couple goals against Columbus. He got to 30, he got to that number late January. I remember I was at a Tony Hinchcliffe show in Seattle. I was listening to that show and watching it on some shady-ass Wi-Fi. And I felt good for the dude. And I even thought this guy was going to get 50. But he didn't. And he knows. He knows that some of that cachet is needed on this version of the Vancouver Canucks, right? A team that's destined to score more goals. A team that may not have Demko, doesn't have Ian Cole, doesn't have Nikita Zadorov. They may have to outscore their problems, especially early on, and Brock Boeser being a big part of that. He also knows, though, that he did bring it in the playoffs. He found it later, after hitting a bit of a dry spell for about 20 games. This guy, the most epic of goal scorers for your Canucks last playoffs. Super clutch, and quite honestly, again, somebody who could have broken the game open in Game 7 for your team if he was playing. Because there's some sort of ice in this guy's veins. Again, hockey is so much fun for that dude. Hockey's so needed. I'm going to assume, and this is the worst thing to do, I'm reading the 4 agreements, but hockey's that escape, the best type of escape, okay? The inner child is tapped in for that guy. And right now, more than ever, this dude just wants this game to be the most fun and enjoyable thing in his life. And sprinkle his desire for winning games too, and understanding that, yo, that's the most fun part of all of this outside the goal scoring. Yo, you're going to see such a different Brock Boeser this season. I'm convinced. Again, UFA Brock. UFA Brock, okay? Yeah, the money don't matter, but hey, a lot to prove, a lot to make. Brock Boeser still only 27, and I believe in him. I believe that he's speaking the truth. Again, the contract out of his control, really wants to stay in Vancouver, has made that clear to the team, but also not going to worry about it, okay? Not going to worry about it. Not going to let money be the first thing on his to-do list when it comes to his relationship with hockey. Impossible for Brock Boeser. Be excited for what's about to come, Canucks fans. Okay, let's read some comments and get out of here. Look at this. Okay, Static Official, Mr. Static Man, drop a song, dude. I thought you were a rapper, man. Come on. Don't drop a Canucks song though. Just drop a song. Let's hear something. Okay, Brock, aka the Brock Star, is the pop star. Damn, he's about to pop off. Mr. Whale, I missed you, man. Where you been? Mr. Whale saying a happy Friday night. Okay, that's what I'm reading. And Mr. Whale also saying so pumped for the preseason. I'm sorry, okay? I'm sort of excited, but not super pumped. How many more days do we have? 19, 18 until it really matters. I'm stoked. Speaking of which, right? Day 2 training camp concluded. Some notes by listening to some of the rhetoric, some of the blah blah blah, some of the banter around again. Day 2, right? Niels Höglander. We ended off our last show, which we published like 4 hours ago. We ended up talking about the lack of noise surrounding Niels Höglander, but man, oh man, as soon as we went off air, Rick Tocchet opened his mouth and he talked about how Niels Höglander is the most fit Canuck. If you're basing that off the test in training camp, okay? That guy brings it. That guy brings it. Twice the player, 3 times the player, potentially. I know, guaranteed. Again, twice the player, triple the player. Well, when compared to who? Kiefer Sherwood. Like, is Kiefer Sherwood really going to steal some minutes from Niels Höglander when they're, jam-packed with like 12 or 13 forwards that can play games constantly? I don't think so. Again, Niels Höglander, 24 even strength goals. Yes, offense isn't everything, but that guy has so much to give, so much to improve on. And I do see a strong bond between Rick Tocchet and that player this season, like an evolution in their partnership in this business, in this sport, in this game of hockey. It takes off this season, okay? Mr. Whale also saying Pettersson is going to be so good. And look at Jax, man. Still thinking about Game 7, Edmonton, Round 2. Demko would be the big difference in one of those 2 losses, Game 6 and Game 7. Also Pettersson, right? Pettersson, if he woke up, we would have beaten the Oilers. I know, we're still there. We're still there. Some of us. It's the last hockey game I watched, kind of. It feels like that. I was there. I was invested. I was in love. And I was heartbroken. It still hurts. The what-if games, though, man, they're about to end in a couple of weeks. Real talk, man. Brock Boeser, man, doing his thing. I look at Kurt Richardson. Okay, Brock Boeser causing up a storm in the comments. He's going to hit 40 goals again this year, bucket. I think that's a guarantee. And I do think there's like a 50% chance that he gets 50 goals. And I've said this so many times throughout the summer. But if this guy continues to just want to have fun and just fun, and also be in pursuit of the Stanley Cup and help his team win games, if those are the only 2 things that he's focusing on when it comes to his hockey career, and not the contract or the lack thereof, if he somehow taps into some of the flair from rookie Brock Boeser, right? Some of that type of goal scoring, and then you mix in the fact that, again, he's playing with JT Miller, an incredible playmaker, an incredible play driver, right? He's going to be playing on an improved power play. And oh yeah, he's a UFA. Come on, man. Brock Boeser, 50 goals. Come on, man. Come on, yo. Kurt Richardson also saying Kyle Bowen putting in work. Dude, we just talking Canucks, man. We just with the people. Is this work or is this, just being a part of Vancouver? Hey, speaking of which, can we end it on this note? It's Friday night. It's Friday night. And I think I got the technology lined up. If you can't hear what I'm about to play, it's mistakes happen. I'm about to sign out anyways. Got to go to the gym. But man, oh man, I got to show you something, man. Okay, this dude right here, okay? West Coast bias. Vancouver, man, about to be a swaggier place. The hockey team's about to take off. More vibrancy amongst the neighbors. Speaking of a neighbor, Harrison Brome, man. Have you guys heard about this guy? Vancouver's own, okay? Just listen to this. I hope it works. Just listen to this, okay?
You're the madness. You're the madness without you. Space in my thoughts. I feel the pressure. I'm losing my mind. Think about the things I do to turn time back. We are together. I'm trying to find out.
Man, oh man. What is that? That's incredible music, okay? Link in the bio. Harrison Brome, elite. I hope you guys were able to hear that. Speaking of which, I'm done talking. A quick episode of Locked On Canucks. Hit the like button, subscribe to the show. Your Canucks every minute. Again, the season starts in like 2.5 weeks. I'm excited. And Brock Boeser, best of luck. Have fun out there. Appreciate everything you've done for the blue and green. Thanks for proving me wrong multiple times. And just have fun out there, man. Win games. I was talking to a homie. Do I have the bump? Some of you guys know him. He's not that vocal on the show. Can we pull? I was talking to Uncle Ricky. And I asked him, man, I'm like, yo, what if Niels Höglander scores 30 goals this year, right? The most fit Canuck. And let's say Brock Boeser scores 40 to 50. And let's say both those players, need a new contract. Oh, yeah, they do. At the end of the season, they both need a new contract. I don't know if the Canucks can do both, right? They're about to go through OE hell. Do they have to pick one guy or the other? Niels Höglander, 25, 30 goal scorer, possibly, right? This season, maybe. Tenacity, a bit of an outlier type of player, a lot younger than Brock. Don't you pick that guy before you pay Brock? And he said, no, hell no. And he touched on Brock's leadership and him being the ultimate glue guy in that room. And oh yeah, really good. Yes, really good at hockey, man. Unreal. Anyways, Kyle Bowen. Locked On Canucks. Trevor Beggs being the second best dad in the world. We appreciate all the love. And go Canucks go, man. Straight up. We'll be back on Monday. Or maybe like in a couple hours. Who knows? Peace.
You're Locked On Canucks,